Greetings, my fellow eagles and the entire world. This is Eagle Emmanuel Mensah with inspirations and guidance from Eagle Helen Mensah in the unseen world, coming into your homes and your minds with a message of empowerment and enlightenment. Today is the 7th of August in the year 2024, and the Bible says this is the day the Lord has made, and for that matter we should rejoice and be glad in it. And so I take this opportunity to invite the whole world to join me to give thanks to God for the day that He has granted unto us. And life in general, life is beautiful, life is wonderful, life is glorious. Life is God Himself, flowing through all things, including mankind. Today, I'm going to speak to you on the topic, thought is the light that shines through the world. I repeat, thought is the light that shines through the world or lightens the world. Today, again, I'm going to begin from the book of St. John, chapter 1. We looked at chapter 1, verse 3. And then yesterday we went back to chapter 1, verse 1 and 2. Today we are looking at verse 4. And we try to link this to the book of Genesis as well. And so we are looking at thought as the creative power. And thought is God. God is thought. God is spirit. And therefore, God operates in the non-physical world. And then His thoughts becomes physical things, manifest in the physical realm, or manifest to become the physical realm. And so we look at God as the creator of all things. But as a matter of fact, we are all part of God. God is the consciousness that animates everything. And this consciousness thinks and focuses itself into our bodies, or what we call the physical or material body, and then animates this body. So your body is not you, but there is something in you that animates you. And that thing is what is God in you, working through you. And so according to St. John, chapter 1, verse 4, the Gospel according to St. John, chapter 1, verse 4, that in Him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness could not overcome it. And now we are looking at two things here, light and darkness. Life is the light that shines through all things, and that is God, running through all things, transforming all things. And if we leave this here and we go back to the beginning of the Bible, the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1, it says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. And it goes on to tell us that the earth was formless and there was darkness over it. And therefore, the Spirit of God was hovering over it. You see? And so, if you go back and analyze that particular verse, you realize that God declared, or that chapter, Genesis chapter 1, you will realize that God declared all things into being. The earth was at the beginning a formless thing. It has no shape. So it was in the non-physical form. And by thought, by the method of thinking, God declared everything into existence. Let there be this, and it came. Let there be that. And the thought of God became what He declared into. And so you will realize that it is the thought of God that molded and shaped the earth as it is, the world, everything that we know. All the universe, it is the thinking, the contemplation of the Spirit that shaped everything into what we know now. And it is the same thought, the same power that is shaping the world, all over the world. And so you realize that it is the thoughts of God that turns the darkness that was over the earth into light. And the light became something beautiful that we behold. As human beings, we admire it, we appreciate it. And so, thoughts are the light that shines through the whole world. And as an incarnate of God, the image and the likeness of God, you are here to co-create with His presence and to continue the creation. God's creation has not finished. The earth is still being transformed. We are creating all the time, but this time through us, because God lives in us. And so your thoughts are the manifestation of the thoughts of God. And it is these thoughts that transform every part of our lives. And so if you take the verse in the book of Genesis and then superimpose it on our human life, you will realize that it is saying exactly as it was described as God was operating. The human life was at one point in the darkest form. Men were living in caves. Men were suffering from all kinds of difficulties. But through the power of thought, thought upon thought, the light shineth through the life of mankind. And our life has improved from one level to the other, from one level to the other. And so when St. John said that in him was life, and the life was the light of all mankind, St. John was talking about the Christ, the thought that is in everyone. And therefore you realize that one person's thought, one positive and constructive thought from one person came out and became light to mankind, and we all follow it. It transforms our life from one end to the other, from a lower level to the other. Another person's thought comes out, it becomes the new order. Then it moves us to another level. So you realize that the life of mankind is simply a thought. And this thought is shining through the underdevelopment side of the world. The darkness that the Bible says was over the surface of the earth is the underdeveloped nature of the earth. By then the earth was formless, it was undeveloped. And by the power of God, God developed the earth, put everything in place by declaring them into existence. And so it is with you and I, all of us right now. Whatever thing that you are going through is the underdeveloped side of your life. And it is by your power of thought that you declare the great and the powerful things that must be present in your life. That is the light that comes to shine, to dispel the darkness in your life. And so it is with all human beings, the humanity in general. Our life was bad. Our life was poor. Our life was painful. By thought upon thought, men and women, this thought has become light, and then it has transformed all our lives. And therefore, we have abundant and a beautiful life. We appreciate it. We enjoy it. You see, and so everything in the Bible comes down to the point that God is thought. That is transforming everything in this world. God is thought, and thought is God. Because God operates in the non-physical. If you believe, if you hold the belief that God is something like you, a human being in a physical body, then you have the wrong concept, the wrong view about God. God is spirit, and as a matter of fact, Jesus Christ said it categorically in the same book of John, chapter 4, that God is spirit. And those who worship him must worship him in spirit, in truth. You worship God in spirit, in truth, through your mind. Your positive thought, your constructive thought is the offering, is the worshiping that you make to the God in you. And he rises up to energize you to brighten your life and make your life a beautiful and a wonderful life. And so, in him was life, and the life was the light of the world. It simply means that in everyone, we have thoughts, and our positive thoughts, our lives. When we allow these thoughts to grow, they become the light of the world. Take the world, and you will realize this truth. Now, we all believe in the Western world. We talk of democracy. Democracy were the thoughts of people. And through these thoughts that were formed, the Greeks and whatever that they have propounded these theories, their thoughts are being practiced right now. And we say democracy is transforming our lives. That is the light that has become the life of the world. We are saving and giving ourselves freedom. You see, take at a point, men and women had to struggle, suffer, walk over long distances to travel from one end to the other. That was the darkness that was hovering over the life of mankind. Thought in someone's mind became life, and that life shined through the world and became the light of the world. And we are all enjoying the light. Now we travel from one end to the other in minutes and seconds. We fly across continents. You see, all these things are thought transforming the world. Just as God's thought arranged everything in places that we call creation. You see, and so thought is light, and it is the light that is shining through the world. And therefore, you have to pay attention to your thoughts. Positive and constructive thought is God in operation in you. That is your natural state of operation. It is only when we negate this state of ours, then we operate in the negative form. But that is not how we're supposed to be. Or that is not how it's supposed to be. Yes, we are surrounded by natural things. We are surrounded by physical things that appears to be underdeveloped. That is the real reason why we are here. And once again, if you go back to the book of Genesis, he said the earth was formless. The earth was without form. And therefore God, by the power of thought, declared all things into being and gave the earth a form that we call beautiful and wonderful. And so it is in your life. Your life is without form. There are some underdeveloped part of your life. The darkness that was hovering over the earth, as in the book of Genesis, represent the underdeveloped nature aspect of your life, the underdeveloped aspect of every one of us collectively as human beings. And therefore, it is only when we allow our thoughts to come out. In him was life. That thought that you have, the positive and constructive thought you harbor in your life, there is life in it. And this life will become the light of the world, the light of all mankind that all men and women will enjoy, will be happy about, will celebrate. That is a fact. And so if you look at any group of people that have developed, it is the light that is in them that is shining through their life. As a matter of fact, if you come to Europe, if you go to North America, if you go to Hollywood, if you go to some part of some of the cities that we have in the Western world, you will stand there and marvel the things that you were seeing. It is a man or woman's thought that has taken shape, and now it has become the light that is giving beauty to the eyes and minds of men and women. It is giving comfort. You look at it and feel exhilarated, enjoy. You say you are happy about what you are seeing. That is the light that is shining through the life, your life. You see, so underdevelopment is darkness. And the only thing that comes to dispel this darkness is the positive thought. And so he said that thought. He said that light shined in the darkness, and the darkness could not overcome it. Where there are men and women thinking in the right way, thinking in the bright way, positively and constructively, the darkness disappears, development appears, and underdevelopment disappears. That is a fact. And so everything in the Bible, as I've been saying, we are not doing religion here. I'm not talking about religion, but I'm talking about how we can use the Bible as a practical part of our life and get what it's actually it's meant for. You are here as a creator, and your only creation is through thought. Thought is the only thing that is transforming the world. Thought is the only thing that is moving the world. Thought is the only thing that is moving the world to a higher level. And we are moving. We are not going back. We are not going back anywhere. We are moving upward and forward and forward and forward. You see? And so the light that shines in the darkness is your ideas, is the thoughts that runs through your mind. And that is Jesus Christ in you. It is personified, or it is represented. Jesus Christ is used to represent it. So you don't have to take Jesus Christ as a human being, but take him as an idea, a thought that is flowing through you. Allow him to pass through you, to take control of every part of you. And you have that power and energy. You have that power and authority to overcome all challenges and difficulties. So development, progress is embedded in our thoughts. Underdevelopment, backwardness is also embedded in our thoughts. If we negate our natural state, then we will go backwards. Then we will see underdevelopment. That is a fact. And so St. John, in his book, chapter 1, says a lot of things that, or everything in that book, in that chapter, is about you and I, our mental state, our thought processes. Jesus Christ has been used to represent your mental state. And that is you. You have to take control of it. You have to take control of your mind and dwell in the positive and constructive thought. And that is you receiving the Christ. You receiving the Jesus Christ in you and allowing him to take control of your life and become the light of your life. And your light shines in the darkness of your life. And then your life becomes a prosperous one. All of us together, our thoughts, our Christ, our Saviors, becomes the life that gives light to the world. And then we see it lit everywhere in our life. Then we say we are moving, we are progressing, we are demonstrating the glory of God on earth here. So in him was life, and the life was the light of the world, of all mankind. It's about your thoughts. As a matter of fact, when the Bible talks of the world, it comes back to you. You as a human being, your world is your life. Whatever you are living, your mind is your world. And therefore, it mirrors the wider world. And if you're able to manage your local world, then you are able to reflect into the wider world. You see? And so the light, your thoughts that comes through you, either comes to form a darkness in your life or to become a light that transforms your life. When you negate the natural state of thinking, which is positive and constructive thinking, then you create darkness. And that darkness is the underdevelopment that you see in your life. And so, as I've always been saying, Africans, this is the time that we have to rise up and begin to seek this truth. Everything that we are seeing in any part of the world that we call development was taught or were taught in the mind of people. And the thoughts became the life that shines through their darkness and dispel all the darkness. And now we are seeing it as development. And so it is with our life. You as an individual and all of us put together, when we begin to harness or we begin to pay attention to our thoughts and begin to demonstrate, we begin to take control of our thoughts and discipline ourselves and think in a positive and constructive way, we will move all mountains. We will turn all the underdevelopment states of our life into developed states. As a matter of fact, for the Christ in you, who is the hope of glory, is seeking higher expression through you. And that is your thoughts that are coming to you. Positive and wonderful, constructive thoughts are coming to you. Do not kill them. Let them come out. For they are the light. They are the light that are coming into the world as the light that men and women will follow. It will attract men and women to you. It will attract wealth, everything to you. Like the way honey attracts bees. That is a fact. And so, in him was life. And that life was the light of the world. It's about your thoughts. It's about the positive and constructive thoughts in your life. It is the creative agent. It is the creative power that you have. And when you take that power and use it rightly, everything in you will come out to bless mankind. That is a fact. Just as God, the earth at the beginning was formless, and God declared everything into the perfect and the beautiful shape. The landscape, all the things that we see, that we say their beauty, their nature, came out of thought. In the same way, the underdevelopment of your life represents that or mirrors that. And you can also transform your life by the use of your thought, the power of thought. And that is you declaring things into your life. Let your thought be positive. Let your thought be constructive. And let your thought bless mankind. And that is why we say we have indeed come to this world and co-create with God. Now is the time that we take the right perspective of things. However you see the Bible, that is your choice. But as a matter of fact, you only have to sit down and ask yourself, what are you gaining from the Bible? Yes, even if you are going to heaven, if you are going to heaven after death, you are also supposed to have a beautiful and a constructive life here. And you will never get a beautiful and constructive life here so long as your thoughts, you are ignorant about the power of your thoughts. What your thoughts are for you, what your thoughts are for the world. Thought is the transformative agent. Thought is the creative agent in every nook and corner of our life. And when we take control of our thoughts and we have the right perspective, we move in the right perspective, we will transform every nook and corner of our life. Every darkness in our life will be dispelled, for the light shines and the darkness runs away. That is a fact. That is my message for you. Now, may the overshadowing presence of God that keeps the stars in the open, such that they do not fall on us, that keeps the planets in their orbit such that they do not clash with one another, lead and guide you, direct you, illumine you, open your eyes and minds such that you become awakened to your indwelling power, the creative power that you hold, which is the thoughts that you are in you, the Christ in you, the Savior that are in you. And we all will let our Saviors out, and the Saviors will come to live amongst us and becomes the life and the light that dispels all darkness, that transforms our life from darkness to pure beauty and wonderful experiences. That is my message for you. God bless you and have a beautiful, wonderful day.